Great experience for you guys today. Let's have another
just gonna say
Woodenville.
Have a Woodenville. And while we were talking about Trisha and Gila and the like, you should play that clip of Ethan calling Gila Trisha. Because we know
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
Ethan is falling in love with this Trisha. We'll show you that clip. I got some other gags here that I'm dying to chomp at here.
Oh my God.
As well, some hidden gags.
I don't even know about these
throughout the
gags.
week. You know, I really got to start doing that every week. I want to go on Amazon and figure out what could be a funny gag or a funny look or a funny update. But now I want to start spending the money. I want to, I used to have very cheap plastic cactus cups or something like that. Very funny, but I want to up that. Get some very expensive cactus cups or maybe... Can somebody make me, and if you could do, I know we got woodworkers out there, glass blowers. Is there anybody out there that could make me a tiki cup, about a 7-inch high tiki cup, but instead of that classic tiki, tribe, it's a carved out George Floyd. Can somebody imagine that? But it's in tiki brown. So, and it's got it's made out of wood. Maybe it's carved out of wood. Maybe it's a ceramic. I like a wood carved tiki glass. It's very hard to find those these days. They've bought them all up. Now, I want to talk about something very important. It has nothing to do with fools bashing or comedy or hate. Old cool stuff is very scarce right now. 7 years ago, here's an example. 7 years ago, you could go on eBay and type in pinball machine. And you would see so many options that you would think, oh, there's no rush to buy a pinball machine. I could buy one of these cool 80s pinball machines any time. They're only $2,300. Okay, cut to today. Type in pinball machine. You could scroll. You'll get to the end of the list. And guess what? They're all $7,500 minimum, and none of them are cool. The Aerosmith pinball machine, gone. The Rambo pinball machine, gone. The Ninja... All the coolest pinball machines are taken. Everybody thought they were cool. Everyone went on eBay. Everyone got one. It's scraps that are left. You're going, okay, who cares? I was looking for a vintage tiki cup the other day. Those are all gone too. All you have are reproductions. This could be it for the cool old stuff. I always wanted a cigarette vending machine in my house. I always thought those were cool. I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and every weekend, I had this white trash shitty uncle, and he was part of a bowling league in a town that I couldn't even tell you. I went to this town every week for 5 years. I couldn't tell you. It was like they blindfolded me and put me in the trunk. I couldn't tell you where the fuck it was, and it was probably only 30 minutes from my home. It was so old. I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago, and outside of Chicago, throughout the 80s and 90s, those suburbs remained as they were from like the 60s and 70s. So I dig into these childhood memories, and I start remembering my grandparents' little apartment that they had. It was like a fucking 70s weirdo. It doesn't exist in today's timeline. Do you remember your grandma? Do you ever remember your grandma dying and you went to her apartment and your family said you guys could take what you want?
Yes, all
you
of
ever
my
remember
aunts fought over the stuff and everybody argued and we
had
a garage
Have you
sale.
done this with your family? It's a beautiful thing. I don't know if this is a legit thing. I don't know where families got this. Who gives the rule book to what families do when a relative dies? But they had this thing where they're like, oh, your grandma's dead. We're all going to her apartment to dig through her belongings and take what you want. And everybody went there, the whole family. And I went into her drawers. I'm stealing all the change. I was addicted to change back then. My eyes would light up. Oh my God, look, she's got a collection of quarters. I want those. That's cash. I could use that. Trade that in. I don't need this crap. But I remember her apartment. They had these low-ceilinged apartments where every room was divided up. There was no open floor plan. everything was a separate room. You had about 8 dens that were all a carpeted square room,
Yes,
musty-ass fucking room.
My basement had like so many rooms.
Your grandma
It was
had a
insane.
basement?
Yes, there was a basement.
Where I come from, grandmas do not have basements,
One of the rooms
bro.
was only jars, like canning jars for jams and stuff, and it was all shelves. And then there was like 50 other rooms where God knows what happened in there.
This guy says, my grandma dying. Oh, yeah, it was a joyous day. I will hardly forget. I wish I had a grandma that was alive today to die at my hands. Because I would turn that funeral upside down! Tiki funeral. A tiki-themed funeral. My grandma wanted nothing to do with the Caribbean. But I decked this place out like a black calypso. So I went on eBay and I tried to get a tiki glass. They're all gone, too. There is a time that is almost buried and gone. All right, I'm getting worried about this. I thought I had my whole life to decorate with all these bar collectibles and old school. I've always been obsessed with vending machines from the 80s. So what I was saying is I went to this once a week. I went to this weird bowling alley. This is where my whole style this is where everything comes from. I went to this old Brunswick bowling alley. This is way before bumpers. This is way before Cosmic. It was a beige, tan, and smoke yellow bowling alley. You ever been to one of these? Everything is wood grain, or everything is shitty brown, Indian brown, I call it, or a beige or a yellow. And this bowling alley was like no other. You would walk in. You'd hear the sounds of the pins on a Sunday morning. You'd walk in, and during the right in the opening of this bowling alley was an old school lunchbox from Roseanne style diner. I mean, the women working there are old ladies in diner outfits. They got the diner counter. They got the booths with the brown leather. It was, I mean, really, it was like not since the 60s or 70s did they upgrade it, even though this was the late 80s and 90s. In that bowling alley, they had a bar. And you could tell at night, man, oh, the single people in there. What do they call those singles? What is another word for singles where they all meet up on like a singles night? And what do they call a bunch of singles? Bunch of
co-eds.
No, these are old people. They're old people. And you could tell this bowling alley bar on a Friday or Saturday night, you could just feel the energy of the type of people that were there. And it had the old 80s style jukebox. Another thing, you go to eBay, type in 80s jukebox. You can't even believe that's a thing. You know, this big fucking weird thing with all the little album names and all these buttons and stuff like that. And they just don't make that anymore. This bowling alley had it. It had this old, everything was cigarette-y and dark. And now I've found that now that I have the luxury here, I want to buy all these items. I want all that stuff from that Brunswick bowling alley. To me, the vending of an old bowling alley, that intrigues me. I've always been obsessed with vending machines. When I saw the movie Big, the reason I even rewatched that movie was to see that he got that Pepsi machine in his apartment. I couldn't believe it. A Pepsi machine in the apartment. I'll tell you this. You go on and you see what's left there, and it's slim pickings, but you're looking at the vending machines, you're going, do I even want this? What am I going to do? Buy sun-kissed cans of pop from myself all day and then restock it? What's going on here? It's just a big brown junky metal machine. So vote 1 if you want me to buy all these classic vending machines and create a really cool place, like that Nicolas Cage movie where he goes into the Showbiz Pizza and kills all those animals. What was that movie called?
Oh, yeah.
We just watched.
What the fuck? Willy's Wonderland.
Willy's Wonderland. Do I build this Willy's Wonderland? Do I become more tiki? Do I become more Brunswick? I don't know. I'm in this period of my life where I want to be around dirty, filthy bar vending things. So if you could think of what else was in a bar that I could buy in the house that lights up, that you put coins in. And again, I'm on eBay, I'm on Etsy, coin opera. I'm typing in every phrase I could think of. Coin operated machine, light up, old vintage machine. There's nothing left. So if you have leads on this type of stuff, I'm telling you I need it or else. Do you like that kind of stuff? Do you want it in the house?
I want like a house that has a normal first floor, completely normal, relaxing, minimalist.
Really?
Then you go down into the basement.
There's no basement in any house I'm ever owning. So get this out of your head unless you're meeting a new man. I don't do basements. To me, a basement is a corny Jewish hellhole.
But it's cool. It's Brunswick.
No, basements are cheats. I really feel this way. A basement, first of all, doesn't exist in nature. You never go to a place that's a fucking basement. If you do, it's so seedy that it has character. It works. If it's a little basement, Chinese place, from like One Night in Japan or whatever.
It doesn't have to be the basement. It could be like
there is no basement in my house. A basement cheapens everything. You put a pool table in a basement, and it makes the pool table 8 degrees lamer. I can't explain it. You put a arcade system in a basement, it worsens these machines. I'll tell you what takes guts to say, I don't need a traditional living room. I don't need my in-laws to come over and sit there in front of some boring coffee table. My living room is this bowling alley bar, and you come in, and what? You can't be at a bar? You're at a bar.
I like it.
You're here. And you walk in and you're hit in the face with a cigarette machine smashed where an end table should be. So I have a couch here, and right here is the giant. See, it's a hodgepodge. You need the right house.
Doesn't it being a basement, though, add like a nostalgic vibe?
No,
like
not to me.
So
a basement
memories?
To me is where Jews go to sin. I'll explain later. A basement to me is where a Jewish kid goes down to get yelled at. And this is what, if a basement, you're in a basement. A basement always has a mom screaming from upstairs for you to come up. A basement is a safe kids' room.
But imagine
a basement
you're down
sucks.
in
I
the
want
basement.
glass. I want ground level.
Aren't all of your best memories from being like 13 years old basement focused?
No, those were the worst memories of my life. Every basement I've ever been into was a mistake, and if I could take it back, I would.
I feel like some good stuff happened.
No. Good stuff happened to me above ground at real bars, at real places with real problems. I want to be above ground. If not, I want to have a house that's so crazy.
Oh, all of the people saying that you live in your mom's basement.
That
triggered you.
Well, that's triggered me as well. But I don't like a basement. I think it's a gay rec room. I don't like that. Have some guts. If you really love this stuff, you'll put it on the ground floor. Okay, what are you so afraid of? Someone's going to come over and think you're odd?
No, I'm not afraid of
some
that.
Gaming. Listen, and there's not a lot of stuff you can get. You need a big place. I want to walk into my house and it's like the buzzing of a casino. There are people there. There are guests. There are people working. I like that. And I like knowing I'm surrounded by things that could take my money almost. I really want to. I'm hot to spend. I want there to be a place where I could buy snacks, even snacks I don't like. If I have the option to buy them, they're more intriguing to me when I'm in a situation where there's not a lot to buy. I want to be surrounded by coin-operated machines and little snack bars, and you can maybe get nachos. It's a limited menu. It's not a good menu. It's arcade. I want to go to a place it's not an arcade, nor a casino, nor a bar. It's a place just for me. I don't care for arcade games, and I don't care for slot machines or casino games, but I want those rooms combined and having things like that look and sound like that, but that aren't gay and played out like arcades or gambling. You know what I mean? I do. What could these machines be? And I want to be surrounded by coin-operated machines, but nothing. I can't tell you which one. A gumball machine, I don't want it. A sticker machine, no. Where you're pushing in 5 things, you get a Britney Spears.
Sticker machine.
It's nice. Doesn't light up enough. I like a light up. A slot machine, that's another one. Good luck finding a cool slot machine. They're taken. They're all gone. Every decorator, every person decided this is cool now, and you can get it for dirt cheap on eBay, and they've bought it all up. There's nothing left. So I don't even like pinball, but I'm obsessed with the pinball machine in my house. If I go to a bar or something, there's a pinball machine, I don't look twice. But if it's in my house, I'm right.
What about a soft serve ice cream machine? They're saying
It's pretty cool.
A foosball table.
No, foosball, no. Very.
A Redbar penny presser machine.
Now that's there you go. That's right up my alley. A penny presser. It imprints Abraham Lincoln or something onto the penny. One of those Mold-O-Ramas would be cool from the zoo where it makes you a dinosaur out of green plastic. It's this giant looking jukebox machine and makes a green gorilla. That would be nice, but that takes up a lot of space. Cigarette vending machine is my number one. A mint condition, cool, brand-centric machine where the whole top row is cools.
Chocolate fountain. They're
No,
saying.
you're off.
Dartboard. That's not a machine.
Nope, dartboard is completely cringe.
Someone says, "Show him this." Let's see what it is.
Do people like this type of stuff? I feel like I'm tapping into the.
Ooh.
I feel like we're missing this in today's day and age. We're not surrounded by all those cool contraptions, and half the love of
people are sending me a lot of good links, by the way.
Oh, good.
So thank you to everybody.
When I was a kid, half the going to the arcade was just you're surrounded by all these machines that are lighting up and making noise. As long as I can remember, I'm really trying to get in touch with this. When I was a kid, I loved light up crap. It didn't matter if it was cheap. I'd go to your ever dad take you to the zoo or something, and you'd see they're selling a bunch of light up crap at a stand for really overpriced prices. My parents refused to buy me any of that. Like a little wand, it had a light in it, and then these like tassels, and it would, or something like that.
You really wanted that wand.
I wanted it all. And those were too overpriced. My parents wouldn't buy those for me. But I am into light up crap. I don't know why. And I want more little lights around me. We're building this epic living room finally, or just anything in the living room that I've ever wanted, we're putting in this living room. And it's really coming together nice.
Looks great.
And now we're getting all these little light things. Wait till you see, I got reel-to-reel players.
Maybe we'll post a pic.
Maybe I will post a pic when it's done.
I'm scared.
We're making this little lounge. Everything is perfect. And but we need some of these classic items. Your whole
sit-down Pac-Man table. Those are cool.
I'll tell you why they're not. They've been remade. You could buy them at Best Buy. Exact replicas now. They sell them at Best Buy for $4.99. So it's not a find. It's not. You could buy them new now. They've remade them. It's a shame. It's a shame.
But send in your best machines.
I want that Aerosmith pinball machine. If you know a guy, and here's the other thing: nobody's selling anymore because it's all too cool to sell now. And it's not worth it. People would rather keep, the Aerosmith pinball machine. It's probably sold to an Aerosmith fan, and you're not going to get that from him. His price, $1 million. So because of Instagram, because of all this stuff on the internet, you can't get your hands on anything cool anymore.
Maybe those guys will start buying NFTs, and they'll have to put their cool stuff up for
sale. I'm telling you, we're in a cool things drought. And before you go invest in Bitcoin and NFTs, think about it. This might be the last time you see something from your past that's cool ever again. You might want to buy it up before it's too late. I'm buying up that whole Brunswick Lanes. That's how our house is going to be decorated. An exact replica of that bowling alley. And you're not going to like it. All right. Let's move on. I thought that was a nice thing to talk about.
It's your interests.
It's my interest. It's my new interest.
What are your hobbies and interests?
It's my hobby, finding these things. And I got a couple surprises of things that I did found and bought that you don't even know about.
A Zoltar, that's the best machine.
A Zoltar, I want that. Yeah, send her a whole list. Let's move on.
They have one for $8,000.
A Zoltar.
You up for it? Should I order now?
How tall is it?
It is... Oh.
Okay. I think this is enough. There's a lot of people. Believe me, I could hear the reviewers now. They were talking about light up fucking crap. I couldn't
like
even
stuff
follow
like,
it.
I like to hear about your interests, even though I already know
I
them.
couldn't even follow it. Engaging the listeners. All right, please, Jules, give us a goddamn topic
you were
here.
supposed to play the one of Ethan.
Okay, here you go. Look at this. He's fallen in love with this Trisha here. Is this queued up? 243.33? No. 117.30?
3240.
Oh, good.
Oh, no. Okay, that's the wrong one. You got to click the first one first. But this is a nice...
Where? H3 bitch moment. That's all I have. This is the only link
You don't
I
have
have.
one that says Ethan calls Hila Trish?
No.
What the fuck is going on with
I
your
know.
phone?
I don't understand. Here, I'll
text it
refresh.
to you.
Let me
I'll text it to
refresh.
you.
No, don't text. It won't work. Let me refresh. And we'll see what happens here. There it is. See? So we need a cold refresh. Okay. This is serious. All right. Ethan calls Hila Trisha. 3240. Let's see how Hila looks. Let's rate Hila and not bail on it and not get scared. Let's see. 3240. Hila is looking smoking here. She's changed her hair color since. Now, I've envisioned her naked. I could tell you guys this. It is good. Have no fear. Hila's body is amazing. It's tan. It's smooth. It doesn't have as many bony bumps as you'd think. It's beautiful. Her muff. I imagine it to be like Ethan Klein's hair. Ethan Klein's got some granny-ass curls. Some granny-ass tendrils. I mean, sometimes his hair is so curly, I get embarrassed thinking that I'm being the one who's embarrassed. Like, I get embarrassed for him when I see his hair and how gay it looks. Let's hear him call his own... Oh. Let's hear him call his own wife, Trisha. This would be like if I called Jules Chrissy. So here's Hila, looking fine as fuck, smelling like 3-day-old herring with those legs open and that giant fucking long-ass
It's
twat.
3240.
Imagine how long that twat expands, that brown stretch. What do they call that when you're driving through the highway and there's like a safe, slower zone that's like, don't speed here?
The school zone?
No, we were driving down a long stretch of highway. We drove down one of these, and then it says, do not speed here. This is like a special zone where it's even more dangerous to speed. Imagine the brown, lanky, long pussy that wraps from here all the way around, but if you took it off and flattened it out on the table, you know how, like, her pussy, it goes... it's so long, there's so much space, and she's so tall. If you unwound, it'd be like a fruit by the foot length. And the only reason it looks somewhat normal is because it's being curved on her body. But again, flatten that out. Ooh, you got a series of problems. You've got a real long trench. You ever seen that movie 1913 where it was a trench-based film?
Yes, of course.
They were all fighting in these trenches. It was a trench-based piece, and it was remarkable about how long these trenches were. Very similar.
Enforcement corridor is the word.
Really?
That's what they say.
You're talking about that long pussy.
By the way, you're supposed to be at 3240.
And by the way, Hila, every woman that you've helped, I'd like to make suffer. You understand? But I want to help girls, and I think people should tell me their names. I will reverse whatever help you've given to anyone. You know, she has this I'm not kidding. Hila Klein, you think she's just some dump sidekick that gets knocked down. She has 2.5 million Instagram followers. She's become a queen to women.
She has 2 million? I thought she just hit 1 million.
Oh, well, check it. Does it even matter? Imagine 1 million.
She has 1 million.
Oh, okay, 1 million. Who has 2.5?
Crystalia, probably. That
Wow.
we were just looking at.
There's 1 million fans on there. She posted a picture, and it's all these little girls that are inspired by Hila Klein, the CEO of Teddy Fresh. She's like a style icon to people.
Duh.
And so she helps people. So again, give me their names then. Because whatever you giveth, I'll taketh away. You get it? That's what I'm going to start doing. That's how we can combat these people. Oh, I donated all this money to an Asian family. All right, well, wait till you see what I'm going to do to a separate Asian family to even all this out. So don't make a donation. It'll be evened out. And that will get you back to square one. Save your money and save a family. Listen to this.
3240.
Oh. Listen to this. You're going to love this. And he calls his own wife Trisha. Again, this would be like if I called Jules Feehan. Oh, Feehan. I love you, Feehan. Who is my secret crush. Here you go. Gila Klein and his wife.
So, right. And that's where again, it's like you said, it was a character assassination.
Yeah, exactly.
AB.
Like initially, yeah.
Excuse me.
Wow. This is not a deleted scene or a blooper. I can't believe what I'm showing you. It's been a couple coughs and a couple gags and some noise floor coming from a window unit and a bunch of miserable looking people. Imagine if you tuned into Redbar and you saw...
And you're sick.
These scenes of misery. I mean, really, this looks like when you look at a black and white picture of a cemetery. You get the same feeling as this. This is a dreadful image. It's their Holocaust blood, I suppose. Let's continue and hear this Trisha part. This is their show. This is their show.
Alfredo's looking at me like, what the fuck?
And also, it's coming up on 1, so we should do the
One and the ad? What is happening? All right, Trisha, you want to do the ad?
Trisha?
She'll be like, fuck you, AB.
Oh, wipe out! He doesn't even realize.
He just powers through.
You have to see the retard Asian. I mean, really? If this was a character on SNL, played by Kristen Wiig, mixed with that other little fucking short little fucking weirdo, this is the craziest retard lady that we have. And she's now normal in the eyes of all these people. Who was that was criticizing each of them? They go, Ethan. And they did it so snarky, I would never do this, but they go, Ethan, is Hila retarded? Remember that?
Can't remember who that was.
But it's like, she might actually be fully retarded. It's either that or she's really ugly and has an accent. But think about that. I hope that when I go to other countries, they don't go, is he retarded? Does an accent sound just like a retard? I don't know.
Probably.
This is a mix between like retarded and an accent, and you get lost in figuring out which is which. But then no, this is retarded. Look at her. Watch this.
1, so we should do the
One and the ad? What is happening? All right, Trisha, you want to do the ad?
Trisha?
She'll be like, fuck you, AB. And brought to you by Keeps. Fuck you, AB.
Wow. You expect somebody to never be seen again after something like this.
I actually have a personal beef with Gila right now, and that is that she's withholding the DeFranco texts. We should show everyone that.
How is this any different than a skeleton in a wig?
All right, got to do an ad read. Brought to you by... Yeah.
Fuck, man. I mean, really, that's trippy. Trippy. All right, we've got so many great little tapes to show you today. Should we get to a
The DeFranco texts.
That's more H. I really can't. I can't. There's people who are not interested in H3 stuff.
But
we just did 2 hours.
But this
it doesn't matter, Jules.
This is about Philip DeFranco.
Doesn't matter. We'll do it a different time. I'm not interested. And you got guys reviewing me that are going to go fucking nuts.
I think the reviewers would want to hear about the DeFranco text.
The reviewers do not care about that.
Damn, that was my most excited
Come on,
moment
give me
of
the Burt
day.
clip. Shut the hell up with your most excited moment. Wow. I'm telling you, the moment sucks. Here's the scoop. Philip DeFranco sent a crazy text to Ethan, and Ethan and Gila will not reveal that it's from him, but they've alluded to it. And it says, fuck you, stop making fun of me because I'm fat. There it is. You want more? Go watch H3 for the full scoop. And I think I'm going to turn this. Come on, let's do the Bert Kreischer thing.
It's at the top.
All right. Can you say that again? They sound like you're crying.
I am crying.
Oh. This Philip DeFranco, should we just cover everything H3 has done all week? Do 6 hours of that? You've become obsessed with Teddy Fresh. This is the problem. You've become obsessed. She's taking it. It's a
Everyone
joke.
in the chat is going, I want the text. Take DeFranco down.
There's no
Yes,
text. There's nothing to say.
I
There's
want.
nothing else to say about
Show
it.
us, please, please, please. But that's fine. It's too late. It's
not our story. I wasn't going to even cover that ever.
Oh my God.
It's not our story to cover. It's H3 is covering it. We would be co-covering it. We don't do that here at Red Bar. The listeners and you have gotten confused on how this works. We don't co-cover other people's stories and then just show you how great they were. It's not our story. It's not our scoop.
An expose of Philip DeFranco, who I hate so much.
He's been exposed by Ethan. Tune into Ethan's show for that story. Not my story to cover. It's Ethan's. You've been confused.
I'll tell you when the texts get leaked.
I do this throughout the house. She'll be walking around the house and I'll be in a dark bathroom. And she'll just hear this as she passes the hall. And she'll go, "Are you hissing?" Yeah. That's horrifying. Imagine if you're just like chilling and then you're like, you just hear somebody. Because it's really unexpected time. It's not like I'm goofing around at the time. You'll be like on the couch and I'll be up for a while. Yeah. And then you'll just hear deep within the hallway, you'll hear. And you'll be like, what is he doing? Why? And then
just a sound that
then
comes
I walk.
naturally.
You don't
to
even
you.
do anything. Then I walk in the room and she'll look at me and she'll go, "You're hissing?" And I'll go, "Yeah." People, you guys don't hiss? Hissing's fucked up. Like, think about if there was a guy that actually hissed when he got like agitated, like a cat, you know? Yeah. Like, imagine if there was a guy and every time he was like fed up with something, he couldn't help it, but to hiss, he would aggravate or something. Yeah. I feel like if anyone could pull off that, it's me. You know what?
But you don't do it when you're angry. You do it when you're like feeling cute.
I hear about
whimsical.
You know what I want to do right now? I hereby coin the podcaster hiss. It's all out of juice. It's out of juice. Turn that off. I coined the podcaster hiss. It could only be heard here. Hey, you know Red Bar is... Yeah, oh, that guy who hisses a lot. It's like my catchphrase. Well, do you think people will get a kick out of that?
Yes.
Red Bar. It's that guy who hisses. Tell him that. Not Red Band, the guy who hisses. So, yeah, this should be the new... Isn't that something? That's me. You've been around for the... Oh, when did he start hissing? It's really funny to listen to old Red Bars where Mike doesn't hiss. It's like when I didn't have a beard, it's like this whole different universe.
Ooh, scary.
Yeah. So pre-hiss Red Bar was 10 minutes ago. You guys are now part of post-hiss. This is the show with that guy who hisses. It's pretty fucking cool. And congratulations on being here today to be here for that. Remind me to hiss.
It's time to hiss.
Okay, what do we got next? I want to show these people.
The Two Bears, One Cave flip.
Look at this. Guys, we've heard Big J and Dan Soder cope about us. We've heard Louis J. Gomez join the obeyment list, even though he's an actual dear friend. We've seen even the likes of Chrissy Marr try to get on that obeyment list. Who else? Aaron Bergs tried to jump on there. Annie Lederman on the obeyment list. Joey DeRosa from Joey's Subs, his famous sandwiches in New York City, making him about $38 in profit per week. Even though he's got to work countless day and night to just make that little bit of money. Who else is on that obeyment list? I mean, we've had comedians really come around, and you're hearing all of them talk about us. We've got one that we've never gotten before. The two papas, the two bears, Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer. Bert saw a clip. Thank you to the Los Angeles Clippers. We've got an epic annual Clippers dinner coming up. Most of you who have RSVP'd to this already. So if you haven't gotten your invitation, start panicking now, Clippers. Invitations were sent out, received last week. FedEx AirSaver. Thanks to the Clippers, and this is why I'm taking them out to this epic, all-expense paid dinner. They're going to love it there. They were cutting up clips of me talking about Bert Kreischer, and this is the first time Bert Kreischer's ever stumbled upon one of these. He doesn't realize he's been made fun of on this show for about 6-7 years. Maybe 8-9 years. I don't know. The time's flying. He saw this clip. He started following the rabbit hole about Bert Kreischer, Redbar. His heart was, I mean, he swallowed his heart. It went into his stomach, and then it became this disaster downstairs. He can't fucking believe it. He has no idea what to do. Apparently, this is probably the worst thing he's ever heard about himself. Would you like to see Bert Kreischer react and tell us about... And you're not going to like it. This is not obeyment. He's going the stubborn way. Do we have the clip, Jules?
Yeah.
Great. Bert's going the stubborn way. This is phenomenal. Is everything okay there?
Yep.
Really? I mean, do you
Yeah.
want to fill me in on what's going on? You look really disturbed there.
Oh, no, I was just looking at something I saw on my phone, but it's nothing.
Okay. Is everything's fine?
Yeah.
Because some days, you know, for those of you who don't know, the reason I ask her, some days we're under like high alert. I mean, really bad stuff that we can't even tell you on the show. Raids, SWATs. So when she's looking at her phone like that, I think the worst. I think it's a Jewish swatting.
It's just Frank Pellegrino and Chrissy getting mad about you on Twitter.
Oh, well, this is great news. Send that over. But this, what we're about to show you, let's reset here. Let's reset. And I just want you to be off the phone. I think what's distracting me is you being on a phone while I'm trying to speak. It's just something like, you know how if you see a kid on her phone at dinner, even if she's just looking at the menu, it's repulsive to the dad.
I'm listening to everything he's saying. I have to do two things at once.
I understand. It's literally the visual that's throwing me off. We were at a restaurant the other day, and they're doing this thing because of COVID at a restaurant now where you scan a QR code, and it pulls up the menu on your phone. They don't want to print menus anymore. It's too COVID-y for them. I go, why can't you just print disposable paper menus and just throw them out? No. They figured out a way. Oh, it costs us nothing. Now they could just scan the QR code, go online. I find that, first of all, inappropriate to the older people there. They don't want to do it. Yes, they have the smartphone. I watched this woman walk around and teach 8 elderly guys how to do it, and it's not about them not being able to learn. They don't want to. Give them a paper menu. Stop wasting their time. But have you been to these restaurants with the QR codes because of COVID? This is what it looks like now. You got 2 people on their cell phones, and the waiter's there. And now you've got a guy on his cell phone, and yeah, he's just looking at the menu, right? But watch this. Imagine there's a waiter here, and I'm like, yeah, doesn't it look like I'm just being rude to the... If someone took a picture, they'll go, look, the waiter's there, and this guy's on his cell phone.
It's rude.
I picked up on this the other day, and now I pick up on it again. You're on your cell phone working. If you were on your computer working, it wouldn't be distracting. But the cell phone, we've learned, it's like a sign of disrespect to do this while someone's talking. To do this, it's repulsive. So I won't use a QR code. I demand a printed menu. You got a printer in there? You got a Kinko's nearby? I'll look up a Kinko's for you. I'll give you my Kinko's card. You can make copies using my account. But I'm going to need a printed menu. We should do that as a nice prank. We're starting this prank show. Similar to Ross Creations, like a style prank show. That should be one of our prank shows, undercover, where I'm Didn't we have another prank idea?
I know, what was
What
that?
was that one where we're doing some real? That was like a gnarly one. All right. It's the clip of the year. Bert Kreischer describes his Red Bar experience, everybody. Bert Kreischer watches a Red Bar clip and explains to Tom Segura how it made him feel. You're not going to like this one. 44-20. It's 2 bears, 1 cave. Apparently, they're coming back from break. And I like how this was kept out of the Bring Back group, too.
Yes, nobody posted
so that,
this. It's
that
a
not
surprise.
everybody has seen this one. I like that when we found, oh my God, they didn't post it. 44-20. They come back from break, and Bert is visibly shaken by something. And he's sitting there with that no good Tom, who we've made many videos about. Tom's another Red Bar denier who pretends Red Bar doesn't exist. Because he's gone over it with his wife. Oh, if we mention them, that will give them. They know. Here's the thing. Tom Segura mentions me, I become famous. He's that big where if Tom Segura or Joe Rogan started going over what I've been doing to them, there's a